Dear Professor, thanks for your interest and time getting to know my background and my research interest. If you think my experience, goal, and work ethic make me a potential fit to your research team, please allow me 10 minutes here to share my dissertation. My goal is to advance an equitable and engaging education for global learners by providing educators with the best instructional practice. With this goal in mind, the purpose of my dissertation was to investigate the effectiveness of a combined instructional method of andragogy and cognitive theory of multimedia learning, CTML for short, in terms of improving learners' learning outcomes and experiences in online technological training programs of higher education. Technology permeated almost all the provision of modern society, but there is a gap of students' technical skills in fulfilling their tasks in school and in the workplace. So the technological training and development programs are of high value and in high demand in terms of helping our students to develop the skill they need. This study is needed because, first, research that investigates the effectiveness of instructional method in self-paced e-learning is very limited. Second, study that examines the impact of multimedia protocols such as mind maps and simulations is very limited. Third, previous multimedia instruction was based on pedagogical paradigms and didn't fully consider adults' unique learning characteristics. So this makes the method study combined the andragogy and CTML. Students in the control group received a conventional instruction, while students in the treatment group received an andragogy and CTML enhanced instruction. Both groups of students were learning in the self-paced Excel training program. Specifically, the first research question investigates to what extent was there a difference in the learning outcomes as measured by multiple choice quiz. The second research question examines to what extent was there a difference in learning experience in terms of learning motivation, learning autonomy, and learning satisfaction, as measured by survey. The third research question aims to gain an in-depth understanding of how the learning experience was different between both groups of students. I reviewed a magnitude of literature that is relevant to the purpose of this study. Firstly, I reviewed literature that studied online learning in adults' higher education. Secondly, I reviewed studies that integrate andragogy into higher education, followed by the studies that integrated CTML into online higher education. There have been no studies focused on the effectiveness of both andragogy and CTML, so this research combined these two theoretical cornerstones to provide an evidence-based framework for future online technological training initiatives. This research utilized three initiatives for data collection and analysis. First, in terms of learning outcomes, I conducted multiple choice pre-quizzes and post-quizzes to collect data. Independent t-test was used to analyze the mean difference of students' pre-test scores, post-test scores, and the GAIN scores. Second, in terms of learning experience, I designed the industry-standard learner-centered and performance-based questionnaire survey to collect data. Learners were asked to rate the degree of their learning motivation, autonomy, and satisfaction. For example, strongly disagree equals to 1 point. Disagree equals to 2 points, etc. Independent t-test was used to analyze the mean difference of the survey data. Third, qualitative data that informed an in-depth understanding of the learning experience was collected through semi-structured virtual interviews, of which the questions were guided by the learning experience indicators such as learning benefits, engagement, and interaction. All the data was collected in the fall semester 2022. 44 students voluntarily participated in this study, with 22 in the control group and 22 in the treatment group. This is a preview of the self-paced instruction used for the treatment group. This is a project-based multimedia-rich micro-learning experiences where students can utilize the exercise file to follow along with the instruction, use the mind map to construct knowledge map, freely navigate to any learning tasks, watch the tutorials, and play in the guided simulations to reinforce newly acquired skills in an authentic and low-risk environment. This e-learning was designed exclusively by myself with industry-standard e-learning authoring tool Storyline 360, screencast tool Camtasia, and mind map tool iSouts. I'm very grateful that I was given the opportunity to develop these skills while working as an instructional designer, which is super supplementary to my doctorate study. In terms of the learning outcomes, the box plot of the pretest score visually indicates students in both groups have similar prior knowledge in Excel. The histogram figure, supplemented by the Shapiro-Wilk test and the Kolmogorov-Smirnov test, indicated normal distribution of the pretest score. The Levin's F indicated the homogeneity in the variance of the pretest score. As the normal distribution and the homogeneity in the variance of the data met the prerequisites, I moved forward to conduct the independent t-test and coherence D test, which indicates that the mean difference of the pretest score had a very small effect size and was not significant. The result indicated that there was no difference in prior knowledge of the participants in both groups. Regarding the post-test score, again, I conducted a series of statistical tests, which indicate the normal distribution and the homogeneity of the variance on post-test score. The t-test result equals to 2.65, and the p-value is 0.01, indicates a significant mean difference in post-test score. The coherence D is 0.8, indicating that the effect size is large. So, the andragogy and CTML-based intervention revealed a big effect size in improving students' learning outcomes. In terms of the gain score, the Violin plot visually indicates that the treatment group gained more scores than the control group. The histogram plot Shapiro-Wilk test indicated a normal distribution. Levin's F test indicated a homogeneity of the variance. The t-test equals to 2.23, and the p-value is 0.3, indicating a significant mean difference in the gain score between the two groups. And the coherence D equals to 0.67, indicating that the effect size is medium. The result suggests that the andragogy and CTML is very effective in maximizing students' gain score, and the effect size is medium. With regard to the learning experience, I conducted similar tests to make sure the data meet the normal distribution and homogeneity in variance before conducting the independent t-test. The results showed that the andragogy and CTML enhanced instruction has a large effect in improving motivation, small effect in improving learning satisfaction, and no effect in improving learning autonomy. The semi-structured interview data indicates three findings. First, with regard to the learning benefit, participants from both groups found the self-paced e-learning beneficial as it met their current or future needs. Second, with regard to the learning engagement, participants in the control group found the video exercise file and the quiz in the micro-learning experience very useful. Participants in the treatment group expressed deeper engagement with the well-designed videos, simulations, and mind maps. Third, in terms of the learning iteration, participants from the control group suggested replacing the multiple-choice quiz with project-based assessment. Participants from the treatment group expressed the same suggestion. In addition, they suggested adding a brief instruction concerning how to navigate in the e-learning experience, as it was their first time to undertake self-paced e-learning designed with Storyline 360. This study exerted significant practical implications for stakeholders. First, for educational practitioners, learning designers, and educators, This study provided evidence-based instructional method that improves teaching and learning in online higher education setting. This study also streamlined the framework of implementing this instructional method. For learners, this study provided an approach that delivers a one-stop e-learning experience for them to learn and play the targeted skill in a flexible, safe, and authentic setting. For institutions, this study provides an effective, reusable, and scalable training solutions that has the potential to improve the technological competency of global learners. For future research, I have some recommendations and I have added the link of my dissertation down to the description of this video. Please check it out if you have further interest. In a nutshell, this study revealed a noticeable effect of the combined method of andragogy and CTML in terms of improving learning outcomes and motivation. I encourage educators to integrate this approach to empower global learners with the technological skills they need to thrive in the modern society. For educational leaders, I recommend them looking inward at their own technical platforms, processes, and governance to provide the support and resources educators need to implement this approach. Thank you so much for your time and interest getting to know my dissertation and my research skills. If you see any potential in me that make me a potential candidate to contribute to your ongoing or future research projects, please keep me in mind when the time comes. Millions of thanks.